Hi, this is your Unit 1 review video. So on these first examples, I am going to simplify each expression using my exponent rules. So on this first one here, I'm going to simplify the inside first. So there's just less going on. So 8 and 12 are both divisible by 4. So that's going to make that 2/3. -5 minus -6. So -5, because when you're dividing, you subtract your exponents, is going to be a +1. So I'm going to have a to the first power on top because it's positive. And then I've got 4 minus -2 for the b, which is 6. So that's going to be b6 on top because once again, 4 minus -2 would be a +6. Now I can square everything. So 2 squared is going to be 4. A squared is going to be a squared. And then the 6 and the 2 are going to multiply and get 12. And then 3 squared is going to be 9. Alrighty. On number 2, this negative is going to distribute out to all of these guys. Now the negative for the 1/4 is going to flip it around and make it 4/1, and we are going to square both of those guys. Negative times 3 is going to be x to the -6, and negative times -2 is going to be y4. All right, over here, the 1/3 is going to flip that around, so it's going to be -1/4. And then to the 3rd power. And then, of course, -1 to the 3rd power, too. -3 times -1 is going to be x3, and then y to the -3. And then when you're multiplying, we add our exponents. Now here I have 4 squared for the number over 1 times, and then -1/4 cubed. So what's going to happen here is I have 4 squared on top and 4 cubed on bottom. So that's going to simplify out to just be -1/4 because there's 2 on top and 3 on bottom. So when you subtract those, you'll just get 4. And then I'm going to add up my x's. So that's going to be x to the -3, -6 plus 3. And then 4 plus -3 is going to be y1. Now for my last step, I'm going to take care of this negative exponent and move it to the bottom. And then the y1, which is understood. None of these reds are very good. All right, that one was pretty difficult. This one here is a little bit nicer. We just got to distribute the negative to everything over here. And then in front of this parentheses, there's just the understood 1. So we don't really need the first parentheses. Now negative times a negative is going to be a +2x. -6x squared minus 11. And then we're going to combine our like terms. So -x squared. Combine the x's, -5x. And then the numbers, -2. Okay, over here we're going to distribute, and remember when you're multiplying, you add your exponents. So -5 times 3 is going to be -15. 4 plus 5 is going to be 9. Plus -5 times -7 is going to be 35. x4 plus 4 times 2 is 8. And then 6, 7, 8, 9, x9. And then we can only combine these guys right here because those are the like terms. So that's going to give me -7 x9 plus 35 x4. Oh no, I had zoomed it out. Sorry about that. All right, down here on this one. This is a conjugate, so we really only have to do the first and the last. So -5 times -5 is 25x squared. 11 times -11 is -121. The insides will end up canceling. Over here, this is a binomial squared. So we have to FOIL it, but the insides should be the same. So 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times negative 5 is negative 10x. Hi, Hudson.
Hi, Mommy.
And then you can combine your like terms. What's up, big guy?
Where's Daddy?
Go find him. I don't know where Daddy is.
He's in the classroom.
I bet he is in his classroom. All right, now we're going down here to the factoring problems. On number 7, I can take an x out and I can take a 2 out. And I'm left with 6x squared plus 13x minus 5. And then this one is going to be a bottoms up question. So 6 times 5 is going to be negative 30. And you are trying to add up to get 13. All right, so that's going to be negative 30 divided by 15. Ooh, my brain broke for a second. Positive 15 and negative 2. And then we're going to go back and divide both of these by 6. So 15 divided by 6 is going to reduce to 5 halves. They're both divisible by 3. And this is going to reduce to negative 1/3. So when I bottoms up, the 2 is going to come in front of the x plus 5. And then this 3 is going to come in front of the x minus 1. What's wrong, Sade?
I throw up.
You threw up?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I got you. I spit it in here.
Okay. Are you all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mama.
All right, on this next one, this is a difference of squares. 8 times 8 gives you 64. X times x gives you x squared. So in my first blank, I'm going to put 8x. One's plus, one's minus. 11 times 11 is 121. And then y times y is y squared. So difference of squares. On number 9, this is a difference of cubes. So my a is 3x, my b is 6, because 6 to the 3rd power is 216. All right, so 3x, oh wait, this has a GCF. Hold on, we gotta take our GCF out first. Whoop. All right, we can take a 3 out. And that gives you 9x cubed plus 72. Oh, you can take more out. Oh, hold on. I can take a 9 out. Wait. 216 divided by 27. Oh my goodness. I can take a 27 out. Look at that. That actually makes this nicer. All right. I can take a 27 out, and I'm just left with x cubed plus 8. Still a difference of squares. Your a is just x, and your b is 8. Which actually is going to make everything nicer. This GCF is going to just hang out in the front, and then the formula is a plus b, a squared minus ab plus b squared. So a plus, oh wait, your a is, oh my gosh, I'm just messing this one up. The kids are here. Your b is 2, because 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So x plus 2, x squared minus 2x plus 4, because 4 squared. So this would be your final. Okay, next one. 2 numbers that multiply to give you 112, but add to give you 9.
We're going to the gym.
You're going to the gym?
Yeah.
Okay, hi, I love you.
Love you.
How was school today?
Not the best day.
What? Why not?
People were climbing up the slides,
Oh, they were climbing up the slides?
pushing each other off the bench.
Oh, did you get pushed?
No,
Good.
I wasn't doing all those things.
Good.
I do every nice thing.
You do all the nice things?
Mhm.
That's good, buddy. All right, so we multiply to get negative 112. We're going to add up to get 9, so that's 16 and negative 7. So x plus 16, x minus 7. On number 12, two numbers that multiply to give you 49, but add to give you negative 14 are negative 7 and negative 7. So x minus 7 squared. And then my last one here on the front, we're going to group this, group. So I can take out a 4x squared, and I'm left with 2x plus 5. And then over here, I can take out a 9, a negative 9, and I'm left with 2x plus 5. So I'm going to group the 4x squared minus 9 together and the 2x plus 5 together. And then this 4x squared minus 9 is the difference of squares. So 2x minus 3, 2x plus 3, and then the 2x plus 5 would be fully factored. All right. Simplify each expression, write all answers with positive exponents. So on this one, I'm going to factor everything. So I can take out a 10x squared, and I'm left with x plus 2. On the bottom, I can take out a 15x. And when I take out a 15x, I'm left with x squared plus x minus 2, which will factor to be x plus 2, x minus 1. All right, so those guys cancel. I can reduce the 10 and 15 by 5, so that's going to be 2 over 3. And then I'm going to take an x out, so 2x on top. This x is going to go away, and on bottom, I still have the x minus 1 factor. All right, over here, we're going to factor everything. So I can take an 8x squared out of the top, and I'm left with x plus 3. I can take an 18 out of the bottom, and I'm left with x plus 3. Down here, I can take a 2x out, and I'm left with 5x plus 3. All right, and then over here, we're going to bottoms up. 24 times 5 is going to give you 120. So two numbers that multiply to give you 120, but add to give you 43.
I'm gonna get the ball. Got it.
3 and 40.
Okay.
And we're going to divide by 5.
So is that for the birds?
So 5x plus 3. Hey, don't get in any of the volleyball players' way, okay?
Okay. Come on.
And then 40 divided by 5 is 8.
This is not for the
So now we're going to cancel. So 5x plus 3, 5x plus 3, x plus 3, x plus 3. All right, so I can reduce this guy here by 2. So that's going to be 4 and 9. And then I can even reduce this 4 and 2 by 2. So that's going to go to a 1. And that's going to go to a 2. I also can reduce the x's. So this is going to go to just 1x. This x here will go away. So on top, I'm left with 2x and x plus 8. And on bottom, 9. And that's it. Just 9. Hey, Jacob, no screaming. I'm making a video.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, this guy here is a difference of squares, x plus 1, x minus 1. So I need to multiply by an x minus 1 on top and bottom of this fraction. So the common denominator is x plus 1, x minus 1. On top, I have 3x plus 1 minus x plus 1. Hey, kids! Jacob, Sadie Hudson. Jacob, Sadie Hudson. Hey, we're not doing that. Bring the ball back in here.
Yeah, that was Sadie.
I know. I'm just saying.
Get back in.
Thank you.
Hey, I know what we can play.
All right, 3x minus x is 2x. 1 plus 1 is 2.
Sadie.
Hey, I'm making a video. Go in Daddy's room. All right, this has a GCF. I can take an x out. And then the x plus 1's cancel, so you're left with 2 and x minus 1 on bottom. All right, over here, there's no GCF, so I'm going to multiply this one by 2x minus 3 on top and bottom, and this one by x plus 6 on top and bottom. So my denominator is x plus 6, 2x minus 3. And on top, I'm going to distribute this 3x. So I've got 3x squared plus 18x. And then down here, I'm going to distribute this negative 3. So minus 6x plus 9. All right, I can combine my like terms right here in the center. So 18 minus 6, which is going to give me 12. So 3x squared plus 12x plus 9. Oh, I wonder if I can take this one farther. All right, so up here I can take a 3 out. X squared plus 4x plus 3. And then I can factor that to be x plus 3, x plus 1, which nothing is going to end up canceling. So I'm just actually going to leave my answer like this. All right. 294, I'm going to try to break down. 294... $294. Oh my goodness. 2 and 147. 3 and 49. And 7 and 7. So pair of 7s goes on the outside. The 2 and the 3 are going to get multiplied and go back in. And then 2 goes into 7 3 times with 1 left over. All right, I got to break down 104. The negative is going to just come out here with this other 2. So 2 and 52, 2 and 26, and 2 and 13. So this one, because it's a cube root, we're looking for groups of 3. So this group of 3s is going to go on the outside. The 13 is going to go back inside. 3 goes into 6 twice with nothing left over, and 3 goes into 7 twice with 1 left over. So I'm going to multiply these guys together, and that's going to give me negative 4 x squared y squared cube root of 13y. All right, 27 I can break down to 3 and 9. 3 and 3, so a pair of 3 goes on the outside, that goes left over. So 3 times negative 4 is going to be negative 12, square root of 3. 45 breaks down to 5 and 9, 3 and 3, so that goes on the outside, 5 goes back in. 3 times 6 is going to be 18. And 75, 5 and 15, 5 and 3, so pair of 5s goes on the outside. Square root of 3 is left over. So I can combine my 2 square roots of 3s. So I get negative 17 square root of 3 plus 18 square root of 5. All right, on this one here, I can't do anything with the 2. 3 goes into 5 one time with 2 left over. Times, oh, I guess I'm actually going to multiply those together first. I didn't see that multiplication sign. All right, negative 2 cube root of negative 80 x to the 7th power. Okay, so 80 we're going to break down 4 and 20, 4 and 5, 2 and 2, 2 and 2. So I've got a group of 3 2s with a 2 and a 5 left over. So the group's going to go on the outside with this other negative, and this negative will also go out, which will make it positive. So that'll be positive 4 cube root, and then the 5 and the 2 will multiply together to give you 10. 3 goes into 7 twice with 1 left over. Okay, we're going to distribute here. So that gives you 2 square root of 50 minus 2 square root of 100. 2 square root of 50 minus 2 times 10, because the square root of 100 is 10. And then, 50 will break down to 5 and 10, 5 and 2, pair of 5s. So 10 square root of 2 minus 20 is my final answer. All right, this one here is a binomial squared. So 3 times 3 is 9, square root of 4, minus 3 times negative 7 is negative 21, and the square root of 2 is going to stay with it. Because it's binomial, that middle term is going to happen twice, and then negative 7 times negative 7 is 49. Now this is just 9 times 2, which is going to be 18. So 18 plus 49 is going to be 67, and then I can combine these guys and get negative 42 square root of 2. All right, 24, rewrite in exponential form. So I'm just going to rewrite this with a 1/2 exponent.
How much longer you got?
Hopefully not that much longer. Can you give me like 10 minutes?
Yeah.
And then I'll just, if I have to make a second video, I will. All right, 24 divided by 16 is going to be 3/2. And 112 divided by 2 is going to be 56. 56 is going to break down to 7 and 8. 8 will break down to 4 and 2. 2 and 2. And because this is a square root, we're looking for pairs of 2. So on the outside, I'm going to get 6 square root of 14, because the 7 and the 2 left over 2, which reduces to 3 square root of 14. Okay, now we got the i's. So I'm going to distribute this I. So I have negative 5i plus I squared plus distribute the 2, 6 minus 14i. So I'm going to combine up my i's, and that's going to give me negative 19i. I squared is the same thing as negative 1, which I can now add up with the 6. And so I get 5 minus 19i. All right, binomial squared, so negative 2 plus 9i, negative 2 plus 9i. So I get 4 plus, or minus 18i. Minus 18i plus 9 times 9 is 81i squared. And so that I squared is going to make this a negative 81, which I'm going to combine with the 4. So negative 81 plus 4 is going to be negative 77. Combine my i's, which is going to give me negative 36i. Okay. On these next guys here, we are solving. So I'm going to first distribute the negative 4. Add up the 8 and the 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, I'm going to add up my, I'm going to move the 4 over here. So I'm going to add 4, and that's going to make that 2x. Minus the 18, and I get negative 6. And so divide by 2, x is negative 3. All right, drop down here to 29. I'm going to get rid of this fraction by multiplying both sides by 7. So I get 5x plus y squared equals 56. Now I'm trying to get y by itself. So now I'm going to move the 5x. 56 minus 5x. And then I'm going to square root. And every time you square root, you got a plus minus. And now y is by itself. On this one, I've got the a's and the b's. And I want to solve for a. So anything that has an a needs to get moved on the left side. So I minus the ab and I put it over here, but I added the 7b and I put it over here because it doesn't have an a. Then I can take a GCF out of an a and divide by this factor, 4 minus b. And so a all by itself now is 7b plus 3 over 4 minus b. All right, this one has a lot of fractions. Let's see. 15 times 3, that's going to be 45x minus 15 over 4 times 8 over 3 is going to be 10. And then 18 plus 45x. All right, so when I subtract 45x on both sides, your 45x's are going to cancel. So this is one of your special solutions. So because negative 10 does not equal 18, this is a no solution. All right, now I've got an absolute value equation. So my absolute value is all by itself. So I'm going to split this up. Oops, 5 minus 2x equals 11. 5 minus 2x equals negative 11. Minus 5. Divide by negative 2. And then over here, minus 5 and negative 16. Divide by negative 2. And I get 8. So both of these guys are solutions. On 33, I have to get this absolute value by itself first. So I'm going to add 7, which is negative 56. Divide by negative 7, which is 8. And then I can split this up into two equations. So 10 plus 3x equals 8. 10 plus 3x equals negative 8. So 8 minus 10, which is negative 2, and divide by 3, so x equals negative 2/3 is the solution. Minus 10, and I get negative 18. Divide by 3, and I get negative 6, which is a solution. Okay, now over here, this absolute value is by itself, so I'm going to split up my equation. 4x minus 9 equals negative 6 minus x, and then regular 6 positive x. So I'm going to minus x over, and I get 3x, and I'm going to add the 9 over and get 15, so x equals 5. And then same thing, I'm going to add the x over, and I get 5x, add the 9 over, 6, 7, 8, 9, and get 3, so x equals 3/5. Now on this one, we have to make sure that when you plug your x's back in here, they're going to both be positive. So when you plug 5 in here, that's positive, and when you plug 3/5 in there, that's positive, so they both will work. All right, over here, I'm going to get this absolute value by itself. So I'm going to add 5, which is going to give me 16, divide by a negative, which is going to give you negative 16, and this guy right here is a red flag because your absolute value will never equal a negative number. So we're going to stop and say no solution. All right, over here now we have the radicals. So these radicals are just going to cancel when you cube both sides, and you're left with a linear. All right, minus 3x, and then I'm going to add the 17 over, which is going to give you 12. So x is going to equal 6. Over here, I need to get the radical by itself, kind of like the same thing as an absolute value. So I'm going to add 7. I'm going to divide by 4. And then I'm going to raise it to the 4th power to get rid of the 4th root. So 2 to the 4th power is going to be 16. Minus 8. And then divide by 2, which is going to be negative 4. All right. Last page, I'm going to square. And now this is a quadratic, so I'm going to move everything to one side and factor. So x plus 15, x minus 2. So my solutions are negative 15 and 2. But we got to check them, so we got to plug them back in here to make sure we don't get a negative number. So this guy here is extraneous. All right, on this one, we are going to raise this to the 2/3 exponent to get rid of the rational exponent. So I've got x squared minus 8x equals, the cube root of 27 is 3, and 3 squared is 9. All right, this is another quadratic, so I need to move everything to one side and factor. So minus 9 plus 1, and so then your answers are 9 and negative 1. All right, I've got some quadratics here. I think that's quadratic formula. I'm going to save that one. This one just has the x squared. So I'm going to minus 8 first, and I get negative 4. Divide by 36, and I get negative 1 over 9. And then square root. Every time you square a root, you got to put a plus or minus. The I is going to come out. The square root of 1 is 1. The square root of 9 is 3. All right, let's see. X squared, I'm going to add the x over, plus 10x plus 65. Do I need to stop, Michael?
Whenever you're ready, baby.
Are you sure?
Feel bad for Chip though. Your Sadie yelling out there.
What is she yelling at?
I don't know. Jacob told her to stop.
All right, on this one I can take a 4 out. Ugh, and then I have to use quadratic formula. So A is 1, B is -2, C is -7. This 4 isn't going to matter because you can divide by 4, and 0 divided by 4 is just going to be 0. So x equals -b, so 2 plus minus the square root of b squared, which will be 4 minus 4 times a times c, all over 2 times a. 4 times 1 times -7. So 2 plus or minus the square root of 32 over 2. 32 breaks down to 4 and 8. 4 and 2. 4 comes out.
Bye, Mommy.
Where are you going?
And so the 4 on the outside and these guys will all reduce. I'm kind of running out of space. So 1 plus or minus 2, square root of your leftover 2 goes back in. And then the 1 on the bottom, which you don't really need to write. Sorry, ran out of space there on that one. All right, this one here I think is going to be another completing, or what's it called, quadratic formula, or we can complete the square. So I'm going to complete the square on this one just for a different method, and then I'm going to skip 39, but you can do quadratic formula on that one, but I'm kind of running out of time. Plus mystery box equals -65 plus mystery box. So divide by 2, which is 5, and square. So 25 is my number on both sides. So I can write that as x plus 5 squared. And over here is -40. So I'm going to square root and square root. So I get x plus 5 equals plus minus I, the square root of 40. And then I just got a -5, so x equals -5 plus minus. 40 is going to break down to 2 square root of 10. And then the I is on the outside. Forgot about the I. Sorry, the I is there. Okay, almost done. On this one, Janelle is standing on a set of bleachers and throws a ball in the air. Blah, 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 blah. Here's my equation. How many seconds will it take the ball to reach the ground? So when the ball reaches the ground, height is 0. And so it's just a regular equation. You also can do this in the calculator. X squared plus 35x plus 6. Oops. So right here, this is the point I want to find. So second trace, 0. Left side, right side, enter. And so I get x equals 2.347. Make sure you do 3 numbers after the decimal if you're writing your answer in decimals. Okay, and then the very last thing, this is what we did yesterday. So we're just solving the inequality. So I'm going to distribute the -6, -24 minus 18 plus 8 is less than 110. Minus 10, 110. Add 10, so -24x is less than 120.
I'm going to write a page outside center.
Did I do that right?
Right now. Mommy. Don't open it. Don't open it. Oh, I told me what.
Bring it to Daddy for me, okay?
I told me.
And then since you're dividing by a negative, we got to flip this around. There's no paper in there, Sid. So x is greater than
Look? Can I look, Mommy?
5.
Can I just look?
All right, so 5 is going to have an open circle, and
Can
then
I write on this?
it's going to the right, which is the same thing as 5, comma,
Can I write on
infinity.
this?
Yes, baby. All right, 30x plus 6 less than -64. 30x is less than -60. x is less than -2. We're not going to flip around the inequality because you're dividing by positive 30. So at -2, I'm going to have an open circle, and it's pointing to the left, which is -infinity to -2. All right, now I got the last two, which are quadratics. They should be factorable. X plus 7, x minus 1. So my two solutions are -7 and 1. Open circles, so -7 and 1. My test number, I'm going to use 0. And when I plug 0 into here, I get 0 is greater than 7, which is untrue. So I'm going to go on the outside. So then my inequality is going to be x is less than -7, or x is greater than 1, -infinity to -7, 1 to infinity. Last one, x plus 7, x plus 2, -7 and -2. So -7, I'm going to have closed circle because it has the line, and -2 is going to have a closed circle. Now I'm going to test 0, and when I plug in 0 here, I get 14 is less than or equal to 0, which is not true. So this is going to go away from my test point 0 here. Yep. Okay, and so then my inequality is going to go from -7 less than or equal to x less than or equal to -2, or -7 in a bracket to -2 in a bracket. Okay. Oh, this is the only one I didn't do. Okay, I'll do this one real fast. Back up to 39. A is 2, B is 3, C is -5. X equals -b plus or minus the square root, b squared minus 4 times A times -5 all over 2 times A. 9 minus 4 times -5 times 2 is 49. Oh, that was factorable. That's okay. Okay, so -3 plus or minus 7 over 4. So -3 plus 7 is going to be 4 over 4 is 1. And -3 minus 7 is going to be -10 over 4, which reduces to -5/2. You also could factor that one and do bottoms up. Okay.